Grace Mboya Mwiga. I'm a marketer.
I'm Bra Mwiga Wamboi. I'm a businessman.
And this is our dream wedding. Honestly, mixed emotions. Part of me is feeling, oh, the day is here. And part of me is feeling, oh my God, I'm going to be someone's wife. I'm starting off a new life. Yeah, I don't know. It's just mixed emotions. I can't even explain it. Yeah, I'm a born-again Christian. Brought up in a Christian family. My dad is a pastor. I'm a mother of one. I have a beautiful daughter, Zara. I got my daughter in 2010.
So most of the parents get humiliated and you say, you have ashamed me. Nobody has ashamed you. You see? This is a gift from God. And you have to take care of that gift, no matter what. We accept our kids the way they are, no matter what has happened. There is a time that we say that you cannot change the situation no matter what you do. Instead of being very tough, very stern, you just have to encourage somebody.
I didn't feel bad because I was just, because these days, after it's me who, after that, she could go and I'm the one taking care. Even now, the child would call me mom. So just to encourage other parents that when your child is pregnant and you are still having her at home, just console her. You know, when you talk, when you are harsh with her, she can even go to the road and say, getting suicide. Yeah, or run away, say, if it's my real mother who doesn't like me, now who else will comfort me? So I just want to encourage other mothers that at that time when it reaches, it's not at the end of the day. Yeah, because still the child will do more and more.
This is going to be the first wedding. So you can imagine how difficult it was for my dad. His last born is the one he's sending off first. Yeah, it was quite difficult for him, but yeah, I think he'll get over it.
It has always been, last borns are always people who want to be handled with care. But Grace is a very humble young girl, and I feel so much privileged to have a girl and to give a girl out in marriage in accordance with the Word of God.
Beginning, one of my sisters was telling me, what's the rush? I mean, you still have time and all, but actually in my heart I knew that this is the time, this is the one. Yeah, there's something in me that just told me that, yeah, this is the husband that God made for you. So yes, there was that, and then until it got to a point, they saw, okay, she has decided, she has made up her mind, so they decided, you know what, we're going to support her. So they've been supportive.
I'm so happy for the bride. She's my younger sister. Actually, she's our last born. She's the baby of the house. And yeah, I'm so grateful. It's been a journey. Like being her elder sister, she's always been confiding in me, like for advice and anything or whatever. So when she met Brian, of course, she came, she's like, hi, I met this guy, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, hey, I want to meet him because, Grace, you could see like she was excited, she was happy. And I told her I have to meet this guy. And when I met Brian, he was, I liked him. He was the most humble guy I've ever met. And I could see the two were in sync, they're happy together. And I was like, by the way, you guys, if you think you're happy together, you're serious, why not go for it? And yeah, here we are.
I'm feeling so happy. Another way, I'm seeing as if my daughter is going. Now there'll be a vacuum there, but in fact, I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy. When you have a girl or girls and you are just with them in the house, mothers, we really get happy. Or really when you hear that your child is getting married. because we have been attending many weddings so long, we go here and there, and ours had not done that. So when she broke the news, we were so happy. And to make it better that, she wanted to do a wedding in the church. Yeah, she said she was just doing it in the church, not even open air, but in the church. So we just felt so happy.
Having a single mother is hell of a kind, because when you do something wrong, you know, it's very hard for a mom to beat you like how daddy beats people. Yeah, when you have a dad, yeah, he will be strict and everything. We lacked the strictness. So most of the guys who was raised by single mom, they turn up to be thugs, nini, kichwa ngumus, because they were not raised with that strictness. Thank God, I have an uncle who is very strict. He's a pastor, so you can imagine, mama hataki kukupiga, lakini when you do something wrong, she always speaks up on her phone. Kajua nifanya hivi na hivi na hivi. So now you start preparing. Mishipi zile unakuja kupigwa. So you're like, akikuja jipatia shughuli mpaka saa 3 ya usiku. And when you come home, like mama anakuambia umetoka wapi? So she can't beat you.
Yeah.
She's like, sawa, enda ukalale. So it is very challenging, but it's an awesome experience. I was anxious. I was at the church and someone is calling me and telling me, huku kumeleta ngori atoki. And I was like, I switched off my phone because I was very anxious. I wanted to call again to ask him, ametoka, but I just let it go.
It was awesome. I was feeling nice. I was feeling like I'm finally going to be his wife. At the same time, I'm saying bye to my parents who have been there for me since I was born. It was kind of mixed emotions. I was excited, and at the same time, I was also feeling, oh. So my parents walked me down the aisle. I'm walking and I'm like, damn, that man looks good. And it surprised me because I was expecting something else. I was not expecting him to be putting on that color of suit, the one that he was putting on. I was expecting him to be in the same color of suit as the groomsmen because we had discussed about this and I was like, yeah, I'm doing beige. My parents holding me in both hands, and you know, it's like a symbol to them that they're sending me off, yeah? So I'm feeling like it was a bit emotional, and at the same time I'm looking at this man in front there and I'm like, oh, I'm going to be his wife. We are finally officiating it. Yeah, I was feeling awesome.
When I decided to marry her, that's the time I decided this is my time to love her, to protect her, and to provide for her and the daughter. Yeah. So I didn't decide that time. I decided way back. Yeah.
It felt nice. Like my parents have given consent, and they've actually approved of us being together. So it really felt nice.
Leah, it is true. It is her.
From this day forward, for better or worse.
When you're saying those vows, there are many things that runs in your mind. Now it's like, you know, this is it. No, it's not, you can never say you can never say never. It's time, and you have to keep the vows, no matter what.
This is a covenant. It's a covenant that I have made between myself and him, and in front of God. We have done it at the altar of God. So I took it very seriously, and once I was actually telling myself, once I've made these vows, there's no turning back, because there's no way you can break a covenant with God. Yeah. So I took them very seriously, and I think it was a sweaty moment for me. Yeah.
And it also says that any woman who is divorced, if a man marries a woman who is divorced, he also commits adultery. Which is basically saying, ukiwacha mke wako, usimame hivyo kidete na ukauke kama sabuni. Bwana asifiwe.
I talked about time, spending time with your family. And he said there's no shortcut for you having a strong family. You must create time for them.
For as long as we are both alive, I'm not supposed to get married to anyone else. Even if today we decide I'm going my way, you're going your way, I'm not supposed to get married ever, because it is biblical. Yeah. Whoever does that commits adultery, and he's not supposed to marry any other woman, because it's not allowed. Like it's against the Bible.
So my first time I was like, hey, who is this responsible woman coming with a child every Sunday? I thought she's married. Asked first. By the way,
Yeah, I remember.
I always see you with the kid, yeah? And I don't see the father. When he walks up, you're not married? Then she told me, no, I'm single. Then I was like, ndio, I wanted that. And then I was like, I was attracted. So one day, when the church ended, I went and I asked for her number. Then the rest is history.
So we used to fight when we were young. I remember there's this incident we were fighting for the last toast of the bread, and it happened that I took it earlier than him. Then he poured porridge. He poured porridge on my ears, hot porridge. It was painful. So we fought, and later on that evening, our mom came, and we were disciplined. So he's more of a friend than a bro.
It's been a wonderful moment. It's so emotional, actually, seeing her leave. Actually, it's sad to see her leave, but at the same time, I'm happy for her. Starting a new family, I'm really excited for her. I wish her all the best. I wish her joy, happiness, and most of all, I wish her love. And I pray that God will give them mercy to see them through the journey.
I have known Grace for a couple of years now. Actually, this is my first time to become a maid of honor. You're not as relaxed as the other maids are, because you have to be on your toes to check that the bride is okay, that she's well. But I actually take it very heavily, as this is not, the job is not for this day, the job is for the future. I have to work with her in her marriage. I have to be her friend. I have to give her very good advice. I have to pray with her. It's a long journey, and I aspire to be there with her. And I pray that God gives me the wisdom that I will require to guide her, and even to just be like that mother in that space of her marriage life. But I know with God all things are possible.
At your darkest moment, God is your light. At your weakest moment, God is your strength. At your saddest moment, God is your comforter.
There was an illustration that was made by the representative of my mom, which we were tied, and Grace was in this side and me, I was in this side. So he was telling us, go to your parents. So pushing one another, and we couldn't. Then he said, come together, then go to your parents, and go to Grace's parents. So it was easier. So he said, when you stick together, you will do great things when you are both together than one. Yeah.
Brian, who's my namesake, so we literally grew up together. Brian, when we were growing up, then I used to work in the matatu industry, and Brian was a very young boy, and he kept on coming to hang out with us, and we didn't want him to follow the same footsteps where we had gone through, but we are proud that even though he came through the matatu industry, he is part of the ROG team. We are quite happy for the couple. We are happy, we are good friends, and when things like this happen, we are quite happy, and we are happy to be counted.
I have a daughter, and I'm thinking, I already it's not easy to also find probably a man who can take you and your child. And I was not willing to give up my child because of a man. And that's why I'm telling you, that's the point now. I decided, you know what, marriage is not for me. Yeah. So that's why I decided, you know what, I choose Zara, I choose my baby, and life is going to be me and her. What I can tell other women out there, other girls out there, never undermine yourself. And you should actually thank God that you have that child, because there's so many people, even married, who look for kids for years, for 6-7 years, and they still don't get. So you should count yourself lucky that God has blessed you with a child. It's actually a blessing. Not any woman can have that privilege of being a mother. There are men out there who are responsible. Yeah, as you can see. There are men out there who are actually men who can stand firm and say, you know what, I love you the way you are and with whoever you have, and I will accept you just as you are. So what I can say is, don't ever give up your child because of love, because of another man. Because if this man truly loves you, he will accept you with that child.
Being a single guy, yeah, and coming into the responsibility, not you have planned it or anything, you are just in depth. It's like, what? Apantatoboa. But we always say, mwanaume ni kujichocha. So you have to torture yourself. And I was like, hey, let me start thinking about raising a child and everything. So I changed my mentality, and all is well. Yeah. By the way, I was raised in Eastlands, and you know, being raised in Eastlands
by a single mother,
ni tricky. You know, Eastlands, just the company, it's tricky. You can go so very easily. Yeah, because the background and the society that you're raised in. So amefanya kazi, uncle amefanya kazi. And the worst of it, you can those companies, they always tell you, hauna do aje. We go and we start stealing. Like you just start with small things, then you find yourself you're like a robber, professional robber. And you know where I have grown up, they are professional pickpocketers. They used to tell someone, if you don't have career, that's your career. You don't need much capital. You only need 40 shillings for a newspaper. And then they show how you will do with the newspaper. When you get to a mat, when the passenger is here and you are here, you just put the newspaper in front of the guy. He doesn't know what is going on with the other hand. So the other hand is busy doing something. So that was the work of the newspaper. I escaped all that because of my uncle. Yeah, he's very strict, and he used to pick us every Sunday. He used to pick up and take us to church.
One of the disciplines that we made sure that Brian went through, because of course we were the father figures, is to make sure that he goes to church every Sunday. He can't stay at home. He can't go with bad company. He can't. Sometimes you spark him, even when it's necessary. But thank God he had, and he changed his companionship and all that until when he became an adult.